Hello and welcome to the Met Office forecast for the week ahead. Following the cool and changeable weather that many of us have experienced lately, there is a trend through the coming week for drier, brighter and warmer weather for many. But it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take its time, particularly the further north you are. And that's because we will still see some weather fronts bring changeable weather to northern parts of the UK, Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of northern England. However, later in the week, this high here, which will influence the south from the start of the week, well, it will become much more widespread by Saturday, settling things down across the country. This is known as the Azores High. It's normally situated towards the Azores, but it extends from the west through the week, allowing the weather to turn eventually more settled. But as I said, it's going to take some time in some areas because we keep a changeable northwesterly airflow at first over the next few days. That will bring some rain or showers, for example, to Northern Ireland, parts of northwest England, North Wales and especially Western Scotland, where the weather turns damp later again on Tuesday. Brighter skies for Eastern Scotland, Northern England, a lot of cloud further south, and as a result, well, temperatures won't be too remarkable. We're looking at high teens, low 20s for many. But this area of rain in the northwest, well, it only becomes more heavy and persistent later in the day and into the start of Wednesday as these weather fronts move in, and you can see the isobars are tightening at this stage as well, so it's going to turn breezier and an unsettled start for northern areas on Wednesday. There are outbreaks of rain crossing Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, North Wales. The rain on and off for many, brought on by gusty winds and a cool feel, but the rain persistent there for Western Scotland, particularly over the hills where 50-60 millimetres is possible in some of the wetter spots. But to the lee of the hills, just downwind there, could see some reasonable temperatures, 20 Celsius as the winds warm up over the higher ground. But further south, though, that's where the warmest air will be on Wednesday. Bright skies, very little rainfall south of North Wales, North Midlands, and temperatures reaching 24 Celsius. Into Thursday, and a fine start for many. Still a lot of cloud cover across the UK. Still some showers coming in on this northwesterly, and a bit of more of a breeze down the North Sea coast to affect eastern parts of England, eastern Scotland. Could affect those temperatures on the east coast, I think, and may mean that the warmest air is shifted a bit further west around central southern England, 26, possibly 27 here. But further north and east, well, around average for the time of year, high teens, low 20s. Friday starts bright in many areas, best of the sunshine in the south and the east, a bit more cloud further west, and again, some outbreaks of rain arriving from the Atlantic to affect Western Scotland, perhaps Northern Ireland as well. And it's there where it will continue to feel on the cool side with a blustery breeze in the far northwest, but temperatures are continuing to rise further south, mid to high 20s. With some decent sunny spells. So really it's a dry week to come for southern parts of the UK, whilst it stays cool and changeable further north. But by Saturday, the high pressure I mentioned, coming all the way from the Azores, well, it extends more widely across the UK, and weather fronts become confined really to the far north of Scotland. So that means the weekend starts off dry, bright, and fairly warm in many places. The highest temperatures again towards the south and southeast, mid to high 20s here. But I wanted to say a few words about the likely weather trends into next week. And that's because over the weekend, one or two computer model runs showed some really extreme temperatures. And of course, those kinds of extremes get picked up on social media and the press get quite excited about them. But what I would say is that meteorologists don't just pick one or two computer model runs. We look at many different computer model runs to get the full picture of the likely weather trends, the range of possible temperatures, and the kinds of uncertainties we're dealing with when looking at the weather more than a week ahead. And these kinds of things can be shown on a temperature trend graph here called a meteogram. And this shows London for the next couple of weeks. And the couple of things worth pointing out on here are the red line here showing the average temperature for daytime highs, and the boxes showing the likely range of temperatures predicted by the European model, not just one run, but 50 or so. And as we go further out, the boxes get bigger, indicating more uncertainty, of course. But what's notable is that the boxes from the middle of this week are all above the red line. So that indicates that we have high confidence that it will warm up in London and those temperatures will be above average later this week and throughout much of next week. But it's into next week where those boxes become really quite large. There are some models that are predicting very high temperatures, whilst others are predicting just above average. So what we can say for the likes of London, and more especially across southern half of the UK, is that we'll see a warming trend through this week and into next week. Temperatures will be above average, but just how far above average those temperatures end up, well, that is open to uncertainty at the moment. And just for the sake of balance, here's Glasgow, and with the weather more likely to be a bit more changeable with some rain or showers at times, well, those temperatures remain a bit closer to average through the next couple of weeks. But again, those boxes get bigger when you're looking further ahead. So a lot of uncertainty about the numbers of those temperatures next week, but the trends are clear. It's turning drier, brighter and warmer in many places.